Do you want to know how I brush my dog's teeth? Because I have gone through a lot of trial and error. I've been through different types of toothbrushes, different types of toothpaste, and I actually did a really great video on the different types of toothbrushes because there are multiple kinds and the process I went through of integrating it into my dog's teeth care schedule so that they could learn not to be afraid. And I built up to what I use now, which is this type of toothbrush. So effective, so helpful, but not the thing you should start with. And I will link that video for you down below. But I want to talk a little bit about my process, how I am brushing their teeth, because I have 3 different dogs and 3 different love levels of brushing their teeth. Gemma loves it. She loves the taste of the toothpaste. She loves getting pampered, being a spa dog or a salon dog. She's so good about it. Lucy tolerates it. She likes the taste of the toothpaste, but she doesn't necessarily love me poking around inside of her face. And Ember absolutely hates it. So this is what I do to make sure I am cleaning my dog's teeth. I am brushing their teeth once a day, with very rare exceptions if something's going on before bedtime that we just don't have the ability to brush their teeth. But almost every single day I am brushing their teeth before we go to bed as part of their bedtime routine. So with that in mind, go back and watch that other video. I talk you through the process of picking the right toothbrush and building up to the type of toothbrush that you want to use. And I also talk a little bit about toothpaste. When it is bedtime, I am getting the toothbrush wet and then putting the dog toothpaste on top of it. Now, I prefer the charcoal mint from Arm & Hammer. I'll link that down below for you. I've tried some other scents, other flavors, and they were very strong and I didn't like it. And I'm allergic and they're allergic and we're not using some of those other things, vanilla and ginger specifically is what I'm talking about, but I very much like the mint and charcoal because it does a really good job. So I put the toothpaste on the toothbrush and then I pull back their lips. And so I always go for the side first, then the other side. So I'm brushing one side on the outside, moving over to the other side and brushing that. And sometimes that involves me brushing the side and then moving around the front. So I'll just drag it around the front of their teeth to that other side and I'm going to brush it over there. But I focus on both sides underneath their cheeks first, because that is where the bulk of the toothpaste is. And that's where the bulk of the stuff on their teeth is going to be. You're not going to see a lot of stuff on their front teeth, maybe on their canines, but mostly you're going to see things picked up on those back teeth. So I focus when I have the most toothpaste on it on both of those sides to make sure that gets the most clean. And so I am brushing pretty adamantly on both sides of the cheeks. I grab their cheek and pull it back if possible. I'll put my actual hand in there. It's a little hard with Ember because she's got such a shiny face, but I pull her lip back. And I am brushing both sides of those things. And then I will go upright. So I have my toothbrush like this and I'll go across their front teeth a couple of times and I'll just kind of really focus on the canine teeth and those front teeth. And then I'll go back and I'll do both of those sides again. I also want to make sure that I'm getting the roof of their mouth and their tongue. So I'm making sure I get those mouths open and I'm brushing the roof of their mouth to get rid of that bacteria and stuff, and their tongue as well to help with that fresh breath. So we're getting as much as we can, and if you can kind of get under their tongue, but be very careful because that's a very sensitive area and you don't want to do any damage there. So once you have gone through both of those cheeks and the front, we've done the roof of the mouth and the tongue, then if you want, you can go back and do the sides again. Oftentimes I will go back and I will just double brush those sides. I make sure I try to get the inside of their teeth as well, but that can be a little hard if your dog likes to kind of dinosaur it and you open their mouth and just kind of whip their head back and forth. So it can be a little hard to get on the inside, but do your best to do that as well. When I am doing their side teeth, I usually have my hand over their snoots so that they cannot chew on it, because dogs really like the taste of the toothpaste. And when you give them something to eat, they're going to chomp on it. When they chomp on it, they kind of mess with the bristles and it doesn't really do an effective job of getting it clean. So I kind of like to put my hand over their nose. I do not clamp it all the way down, but I will circle it or like half circle it so they can only move it just a little bit open and shut so that I can get all of the teeth back there without them being super clamped down, but also without them being able to chew on it or dinosaur around and make it hard for me to brush their teeth. So on the first round, I'm holding their faces down and I am getting the sides. On the second round, I can actually let them kind of open their mouths and move their heads around a little bit more so that I can get under and around those teeth. So that gives me the opportunity to clean a lot of those different things. I just use 1 squirt of toothpaste per night, but if you need to, you can use more than 1. And then when I'm done, I actually wash off the toothpaste and I use some hand soap and I just kind of clean off the bristles so that we're not growing germs or any of those things, especially if you have multiple dogs and your toothbrushes could potentially be mixed up. We don't want to be transferring things from one dog to the next. I know they play. I know it happens anyway, but just a little bit of care with that one. And that way, I am able to reach as many teeth as possible, and I'm not taking a prolonged period of time to do this. With Gemma, she loves it, so she gets it a little bit longer. Lucy tolerates it. I make sure I get her clean. If she lets me do it a little bit extra, great. If not, that is okay. And Ember, I am just making sure I'm getting everything passed. I am passing by everything, getting it as much as possible, and then she runs. There is no extra with her, but I have seen a significant change in Ember's teeth. Ember did not have her teeth brushed for the first 8 years of her life. We only recently started brushing our teeth because I had not been educated on dog dental care. I simply hadn't. My previous dogs, we didn't brush their teeth like this. And so these dogs have immaculate teeth. Lucy and Gemma, really good, really clean, really healthy teeth. I understand they're still puppies, but like we're taking care of them dentally now, and it is making an impact. But Ember, who has years of that buildup since her last cleaning, I am seeing an extremely noticeable change in her teeth. And it's really, really helpful. She hates it, but it is a really big, important thing. So brushing their teeth, you want to make sure you come up with some type of routine so they know what to expect. You know what to do, and you can kind of do it on autopilot while you're dealing with getting their lips out of the way, while you're dealing with any moving heads or open mouths, and while you're making sure that everything is going well as you're doing this and nobody's at risk of getting hurt. So autopilot is really helpful. The more you do it, the easier it is. I do recommend brushing once per day. I think that's what most vets are recommending as well. And the packaging on all of the toothpaste is once a day. And in doing so, I've seen a huge, huge difference in Ember's teeth, and they are keeping Gemma and Lucy's teeth incredibly clean. Drop your questions down below on what toothpaste I'm using, all of those things. Ask your vet, of course. I am not a veterinarian, so make sure you're checking with your vet before you are shoving things in your dog's face or giving them different types of toothpaste or whatever. But we want to hear from you. It's a community conversation, so let us know what is working well for your dog's dental care. Check out the video on the different types of toothbrushes because it is important to know what those are and how to build up your dog's security with that so that it's easier for you to do. And then follow us for daily videos helping you navigate the world of being a dog parent to level up for your pup and give them the best life possible with the greatest ease on you. We'll see you in those upcoming episodes, and happy teeth brushing.